And shortly on the left we'll see the Metro shopping centre, the largest shopping centre in this part of Britain. Some 7,000 people are employed there, with parking space for something like 10,000 cars and 1,000 coaches. You'll see these little houses.
Terraced houses.
And this is the start of the Metro centre now on the left.
In Durham now, there's the Cathedral in the distance. Getting a bit low down now. Still waiting for on the other side.
Coming into view, Durham Castle. Like I say, that's the home of the university now. And you can see now very clearly, coming into view, the rather magnificent cathedral, with its rather squat, square-looking towers. Cathedral's dedicated to the
square at Durham. We're now working our way up towards the cathedral. Actually, this is where some of the Harry Potter stuff was shot in the cloisters, as well as one of the movies, I think Elizabeth it was. Ooh. Still walking on our way up to the cathedral at the moment. The roads are very narrow, you've got to keep dodging the cars all the time. Arrived here at the top of the cathedral. It's quite large. It would have been a bit fancier in the older days apparently. It was stripped during the Reformation. It all remains of the medieval insides is now the clock. Because they had a thistle on, and the Scots were locked up in the cathedral. They burnt all the furniture, but they left the clock because it has a Scottish thistle on it. Go look inside apparently, because the cloisters were used for the Harry Potter movie, so it sounds quite interesting. These are now sort of part of the university buildings. You'll see over there, university library, and the castle to the right, which we'll go and have a look at now. Durham Castle now. There's no admission there today, so we can't get in. So I'm just going to have to check everything out and get a better picture from down the square maybe. Lots of turrets. This is the main entrance here. It's a bit like Windsor actually. See the cross design there on the wall. Dear oh dear. Another shot of one of the turrets from the side. And the guy mowing the lawn as well, if I can just catch him, but he seems to have gone missing now. So, it's one of the corner turrets. Picture of the walls below the turret. Actually closed though, so we couldn't get inside. The old bridges over here, over the river, Durham. But it looks pretty old anyway, I must say. It looks pretty old. And then up the river, you'll see there's quite a few people. A lot of people rowing actually, and wherever we drive, you find people fishing. A lot of people fishing all the time. So I must say one thing, they do certainly use their rivers and so on. To get a shot from the bottom of the bridge as well, so you can see what it looks like.
Most of them were demolished after the English Civil War, but thankfully York kept its city gates to show you how medieval city gates look. You'll notice at the top there are some statues on top of the gates. This was to give the impression to people far away, 'cause of course remember that in medieval times none of these buildings would have been here. They would have been painted in lifelike colours, and it was to give the impression that there was a 24-hour guard on top of the city gates. Each of the gates, of course, would have had a working portcullis, which was like an iron grill, which would have come down at curfew time, which used to be 10 o'clock at night, and then it would be opened again at 6 o'clock in the morning. And in a moment you'll see the city walls up to our right, and a beautiful railway station. The railway came to York in the 1830s and really rejuvenated the city. And a rather lovely Victorian station and Victorian hotel as well. And this leads us to Lehman Gardens, which is our pick-up and our drop-off place. So as soon as we're parked up, if you take all the things, bits and pieces that you need, and we'll make our way up to the heart of the city. So as we said, we shall...
Africa Memorial in York for the guys that fought in the Boer War. And it's just opposite the cathedral. And the cathedral is the largest Gothic building in the whole of Great Britain. Should be going inside just now.
Day for the Angelus, and on this side it's a peal of 14 bells. You might be able to hear it later on. It depends if they'll be ringing the even side later on. It's a really beautiful peal.
Oh dear.
Bell ringers are there. 30 young people do the bell ringing. Each bell has a different sound and a different size.
It's very tall.
Adam and Eve are sitting in
Book
the
of
Garden
Genesis
Eden,
around here.
being thrown out of the Garden of Eden. They had to put their clothes on, and then it goes on to Cain and Abel, the killing of Abel, and then we go around there. You can see the boat. You can see the boat. It's Noah and his ark. Then you've got the Tower of Babel. Then you come to Abraham. And then you've got the last one is Sarah. You know, she was an elderly woman when she became pregnant. And then, of course, you've got the sacrifice. Sorry? Anyway, she couldn't become pregnant.
Dispute.
Anyway, we won't go too much
In the
into
doorway.
detail, and then we've got the sacrifice of Isaac at the end there. I was always taught she was an elderly woman.
The original Roman garrison
306 with his father
columns.
Constantius. Constantius died, and Constantine was proclaimed emperor here in Eboracum, the only time that happened outside of Rome. And of course, Constantine is important because he allowed Christianity in the Roman Empire, and we have reports that there was an early Christian church already in Roman times here in Eboracum. Whether there was a church here on the site, we don't know, but there was a Christian church. Right.
Looking up one of the streets here of the old part of York. and it's busy. And see how many people are. All the streets are like this. Some of the houses here. You see the woodwork.
Oh, this is the shambles.
Wow. Wow.
Well, folks, this is the famous street known as the Shambles. It comes from the French word flèche chamels, and it was the street of a butcher's shop. It's already mentioned in the Doomsday Book in 1080. You have to imagine these shops without the windows we have now. They would have had wooden shutters, and they would have had boards, you know, in the front where they would have had the meat. If you walk further down the shambles, there are still hooks on the beams where they would have had the meat hanging up, and you know, this is where you would have come for your meat. Halfway down on the right is the house of Margaret Clitheroe. Margaret Clitheroe was a Catholic woman, the wife of a butcher, who hid it. Where along is the pavement where there are public toilets on the left-hand side. And if anyone wants to go to the Viking Centre, go to the end of the street, turn right, second on the left.
What about to go down to the Roman city? Is that the same way?
More of the shambles here. You can see the woodwork. Some of it's pretty skewed. One's very close together as well. Another shot, still shot of the shambles. Here just Is it right? Heading down towards the walls so I can get a view of the cathedral and the gardens. Down the same road. I'm here at Monk's Bar. It's one of the gates here. See the bit close at the moment, but you see the working portcullis store inside here. The original one. It can actually still be lowered and raised. And through there is the city of York. I want to go up on the walls now. This is just the view along the top of the wall. And you can get an idea of what it looks like here. Take a shot of the gardens further along actually, and a view of the cathedral. View from the wall. Full shot of the wall here. Another shot from sort of near the corner of the walls of the city, and see the gardens are very nice down here as well. The corners. This is one of the corner pieces of the wall. I just came down into one of the watchtower, gate towers of the portcullis. This would have gone down through the floor, down there. The rose window inside the cathedral. Which was restored after the fire. Go down the main side of the thing. This is the view of the main church down the middle. The altar here. The organ. Its tower is all that remains of the old castle of York. And this is all that's left. I'll try to get a shot from another angle. And then I'm going to run up the river quickly and get a picture of the bridge before I hit the railway museum. That's another shot here from the other angle. Seems to be a popular place for people to sit and meet as well, like to sit and read and write and so on. It's one of the bridges here on the river. See, they've got river cruises as well. I'm going a bit fast now because I'm running out of time actually. Top of the bridge. How's this for a nice pub? Quite well frequented, as you can see. Right next to the water. Go up the other way. That's the bridge we originally came across. Which I'm trying to get back to. Running for the railway museum, see if I can still make it. But this is the bridge that we used to enter York when we came in. You see down here, apart from the ducks that is, quite a lot of activity. Rowing, boating, all sorts of things. An example of a traditional wooden Pullman car, 1913. It was a wooden construction. I'm at the Railway Museum, by the way. Got about 10 minutes, so we're just gonna have to do it quickly. The luxurious wood interiors. See the insides here. Really plush. Old fire engines over here as well. More coaches. Old truck. The inside of the steam locomotive. You can see some of the controls in there. Cheltenham. Sleeping carriage. You can see the fold up bunks and so on. Dining car. Normal carriage. Picture of the Royal Train, brought into service in 1977. On May 19th, 1995, Queen and Prince Philip travelled on the Royal Train to the 100th Devon show. You can see he's got a complete bath. Complete bathroom. And
built by the London and North Western Railway as a Christmas present for Edward VII in 1902, and in direct contrast to the dark and closeted Victorian carriages it replaced, the light and airy interior is very similar in style to the Royal Yacht.
Interior is very similar to the Royal Yacht. Telephones, radio, everything inside here.
This room, with its mahogany, satin wood and rosewood veneers and plush green leather armchairs, was Edward VII's favourite haunt. It was his smoking room, a private retreat where he could enjoy an after-dinner brandy and cigar. Well, that is private if you exclude the two footmen who were permanently on duty to light the cigar.
Sitting room over here. It's obviously some of the royal equipment they used. And here's another bedroom. This is the East Coast Express, 1887, a six-wheeled passenger brake van. The locomotive is 1893 for express duty on the northeastern line between York and Edinburgh. From the front, pitch black steam engine. The back is a good Tenza locomotive from 1896. And this is where I'm really going to have to start running. What a pity. Could have spent quite a lot more time here.
It arrived in Cambridge. It's now Friday, it's our last day, 11:06, and this is the famed, oh goodness, I forgot what it is called now, the Matchwood Bridge something or other, but it's a wooden bridge that's built without nails, and it's said that if you remove the supports it so on, it stands all on its own. These are the students. You can rent these punts and they will take you up and down the river. A bit pricey though. I'm finding that places as well, sandwiches are like £1.50 to £2 a sandwich. Coffee is usually on average about £1 to £1.10. Not cheap. Beer, Guinness $1.99, and the pubs and the hotels about $2.60 for a Guinness. Average beer about $2.30 a pint though. So
We're on the main road at the moment towards King's College. You see a lot of students riding around on bicycles. They're not allowed to own cars here. Here's the Corpus Christi College. And you see a lot of them are closed at the moment for exams, but beautiful quads and so on inside. King's College. Let's hope they open because some of the places have been closed. Quite a massive college. There's about 38 different colleges, each with their own quad and chapel. This is all part of King's.